How does somebody know that it is time that I need to make a change? I need to re-engineer not only my business, but everything about it.
Right? If you want to grow, you need to attract the right talent.
Right,
it's a combination of attracting the right talent, attracting new customers, making sure the customers who are with you feel there is something different. They're in the rat race, they come to a point, I'll come get my salary,
this is my life.
Back, this is my life.
Yeah.
And when we were researching, a lot of homemakers who say my focus is my kids, I've forgotten how to do it. What we designed it is, it's like your future self, coaching you to arrive at that space.
Welcome to another episode of Bridgeway Talks. We are in Dubai once again. We are at the World Trade Center. When I say Dubai, I always need to say that you are at the global headquarters of Bridgeway. We are at the World Trade Center, the iconic World Trade Center, shooting another episode of Bridgeway Talks. And we have been in this journey. Bridgeway has been in this journey of what it does, a diversified portfolio of businesses over the last 50 years, and it's reached a stage where we are today. You know, we're into shipping, we are into education, real estate, automotive, multiple other businesses. And over the last 50 years, we have had no changes in the system as such. The processes, everything remains same, but we grew along with times. We grew along with, we changed along with times. We grew, we scaled along with times. We made changes within the organization. And one of the biggest changes which we made was during the 50th year, last year, was change our logo. I think the logo changed into something beautiful, and I think we had a very different logo, and this last year we changed. And I think the man who created it and the man who made it possible, the man who made such a wonderful, the Bridgeway logo, what you see right now, is probably the heart and soul of somebody who's lived his life designing and passed out of a design school and things like that. I think he's now making life better for people using AI. Which is again something called as Unlimits AI. I think making life better for every individual, every commoner, be it a businessman, professional, educationalist, anybody, making it even more better using an AI. What all AI can do. So I think, so making life better through AI, I think that's probably something which is too much required in today's generation with the kind of depression and the kind of life what we stay. But I will not take too much of time. I will go straight into introducing Sajith Ansar, sir. Thank you so much for being here. It's a great pleasure. We haven't met much, but I think we have spoken or we have messaged here and times again on different things. But I know for a fact, thank you so much for the wonderful logo that you have created for us, because that is probably something changed. That is something which we have changed in the face of our customers, in the face of our employees also, because or else we were the very same Bridgeway. That's the big change in the 50th year which happened. And I think it's so lovely, so good that, you were part of this change. And I think it's a big thing for us. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all your efforts. And now, give us a brief about what you do. So today we are in a world where there are a lot of things happening, and I know a little bit of what you do from what I've read and things like that. But I think it makes sense for you to give us a little brief of what you do and how you do it and things like that. Please go ahead, sir.
So I'll start in two parts. First, honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Wonderful what you're doing.
Right.
It's also something which a typical company doesn't do. And it's a lovely way to stay connected with your consumers.
So absolutely, yeah.
So happy to see that.
Right.
And yes, it's been an honor working on the Bridgeway rebranding. And I think more than branding, it's been a change management exercise.
Yes,
and I think you've sort of got that on. That brings me to what we do. The company we started 23 years back. Called Idea Spice. Probably the oldest branding firm in the region. And over the years, we've now done over 2,500 brands.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's a massive body of work, industry agnostic.
Okay.
But what we do really is not just a good looking logo.
Okay.
We focus a lot on the change management part.
Right.
Just exactly. About how do you understand what the history of the company is, what's the vision for the CEO, how does it trickle down to the organization.
Yes.
And with my background, like you said, I went to design school.
Right.
I also went to business school.
Right.
So the idea was to combine both these strengths and give a strategic perspective.
Right.
And we focused specifically only on SMEs. So we don't work with multinationals.
Oh, okay. So new gen businesses, SMEs.
So the second generation of entrepreneurs is really our...
Right. So all the 2,500 what you have worked is all SMEs?
I would say almost all of them.
Fantastic.
Yes, along with that, we've done a lot of government projects.
Okay.
We've done the branding for Dubai itself.
Is it? Okay.
Dubai. A lot of work for the Prime Minister's office. So we do a lot of government projects.
Right.
The mental health program for Dubai.
Right.
The Ministry of Happiness.
Nice.
Bollywood parks.
Nice.
We did a lot of work in Abu Dhabi for the F1 autonomous racing, etc.
Okay.
But I would say 98% of our work is SMEs.
Okay.
And if we don't meet the CEOs, we tend not to work.
Okay.
Because branding and vision has to come
from down.
You can't make a difference. Which is why multinationals, you land up speaking to a much smaller thing. You're doing a design exercise.
Right.
And we love to do it from this perspective.
Right.
So Idea Spice is doing that. It's going on. Touch wood. It's
so I think it's phenomenal that you have done so many projects. 2,500 is probably a huge number of SMEs who you. So majorly these SMEs are from this part of the world, or you have done in India and.
I think all over the world we've done stuff in Uganda.
Is it?
Rwanda.
Okay.
A lot of stuff in India.
Okay.
So
how does this happen? So just for my understanding or for people's understanding, it is very easy for so when I was doing my college, I did a small management crash course in IIM Lucknow when I just passed out of my this thing, and I was working for a bank for a very small period. So that time I made a presentation on business process re-engineering. They call it as BPR.
Yeah.
Now, it lost its charm. The word lost its charm probably over a period of 2-3 years. There was no BPRs left. It's all about how does somebody reach out to you? How does somebody know that it is time that I need to make a change? I need to re-engineer not only my business, but everything about it, the color scheme, the thing. How do I reach out, or what time do I reach out to somebody like you?
Sure.
And once I reach out to somebody out like you, what are the next steps you would look at, making that change?
Sure. I think there are two scenarios.
Okay.
One is existing businesses,
right,
which become a big part of our thing is, and especially if you look at here in India,
right,
the first generation would just start.
Right.
It wasn't about looks. It was really about just starting.
Correct.
They would have been in trading, opened a restaurant or a manufacturing, and
right,
because of contacts, better price.
Understood.
Right time, better product. That would be.
It was pure business.
Just pure business.
Right.
And it was about scaling.
Right.
It was just getting in there, and then even HR wasn't such a big perspective. It was just making sure. And a lot of the companies grew. I think the last, the early generation was about right place, right time, setting it up. I think everybody was in a growth phase.
Right.
And you come to a point where you can't really compete on price and quality anymore.
Absolutely.
Because the moment you're only doing a price war, or now you know where to go and import from China, or trade centers are there. So then it becomes about what's that space in your consumer's mind?
Right.
How do you differentiate? What's unique about your company? And every company, without realizing, have a reason.
Yes.
Some people, customers you get because of the ethical ways.
Right.
Or you get it because they're constantly evolving. So that is got to get changed. And many companies come to us when they hit a glass ceiling, when they start to see competition coming in, and you start to see things are going in, and also you can't hire the right people anymore because you've got an old vision.
Absolutely,
it doesn't
it's not
come
easy.
In. If you want to grow, you need to attract the right talent.
Right,
it's a combination of attracting the right talent, attracting new customers, making sure the customers who are with you feel there is something different, or like in Bridgeway's case, that it's established, it's there. And it's grown in multiple ways. How do you structure the diversification? How do all the companies talk to each other?
Absolutely.
What are the verticals which happen? It's also sometimes a strategic perspective.
Yes.
So usually people come to us when there's a strategic requirement, or they're building for an IPO, or they're going into a
you get that space also.
That space also. Then you've got to get everything.
So you look at the governance part and things like that.
So how do you standardize it? What are the SOPs? How does it become? How is it ready for this?
Right.
Or you've got multiple locations there.
Right.
And there are even smaller challenges like we've had. Like we say, we're a 23-year-old startup.
Right.
So we don't go by the scale of the business.
Yeah.
We look at the lifetime value.
Okay.
So we recently had the most iconic shawarma place in Dubai called Ijasa.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And they've been there for, it's just shawarma.
Nice.
But for them, it's again the second generation who came in.
Yeah.
But their customers have so much love for it.
Yeah.
So when they want the SOPs, they want it to look the same, they're looking at new locations. But you have something as small as the shawarma place, which also requires design thinking.
Right. Recently, I think I was talking to, when you talk about shawarma, I'm sure you know Philly.
Yeah.
I was talking to Mr. Rafi, and we were sitting together, and I think one of the best examples that I could give is today what you're saying of how you scale a business not only because of its size, not only because of the number of branches or number of products, but in terms of consistency, in terms of design language, in terms of making a global presence.
Yeah.
I think Philly's done a great job.
100%.
I think that is something what you're talking about right now. Like, a shawarma place, maybe a small guy, a small person, but he has a vision to have something different. So he comes to you and you help him out do the entire thing. Fantastic.
I think it's, if I may just stretch that, what's common between all these is these are leaders who think from a customer's perspective.
Right.
Because what is branding at the end of it?
Right.
It's how does a customer feel?
Absolutely.
And it's not just your logo, it's everything from what the place smells like. If it's a restaurant, how does the staff talk to you?
Yeah.
Even if it's your showroom for cars. Like you're saying that you had a customer who bought something, but you wanted to make them feel special about it. So those all is your branding. Is how
it's so true. So I think even for us as a car brand, I think right now most of the car brand try to standardize their entire global way of treating a customer, or even your delivery process, your how the showroom looks, even the smell inside the showroom. Everything is like uniform and things like that. So I think it's wonderful that you are doing it for smaller companies, because I think that is where the help is required. 100%. I think the bigger companies already have the help and they have this thing, and probably they don't have the money power to do things like this. It's fantastic. Now coming to something very different, Unlimits AI. Now, what is this all about? So I have downloaded the app and I've tried using it, and I think it's phenomenal the amount of information that has gone into it, and just to keep people aware. Majority of the people today, my understanding, I'm old enough to understand a little bit, so I think my understanding is majority of the people today have no direction. They come up, they do something of their own, and they're either into a depressed mood. They have a lot of things happening around them, and they are lost. So I think this is my understanding. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding, this app helps you build your dreams, right? Sure. Helps you reach where you are. This is how, because I set certain goals, and it guides you on how to reach using AI. How did this idea come to you? Sure. Phenomenal idea, fantastic idea, and how does this whole thing work? What has gone into building this?
Sure. So I'll react to the definition.
Yeah.
So I think you got it bang on. You got the nail on its head.
Right.
The statistic globally is that 92% of people don't act on their dreams.
Right.
If you look at, all of us have something we want to do.
Right.
I want a promotion. I want to lose weight. I want to travel. I want to spend time with my family.
Right.
Most people, it stays in someday. I will do it.
Right.
They are aware of what the thing is. So what we want
remains a resolution.
It remains a resolution.
Yeah.
So it stays in a concept called someday.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have dreamers who don't do anything.
Right.
And you have another category of people who've forgotten how to dream.
Right.
They're in the rat race. They come to a point. I'll come get my salary.
This is my life.
Back. This is my life.
Yeah.
And when we were researching, a lot of homemakers who say my focus is my kids. I've forgotten how to dream.
Right.
So the thing is, how do you turn dreamers into doers?
Right.
How do you make doers into dreamers?
Fantastic.
And if you look at most people, if you can simplify this without making it sound like a coaching thing, I think it's the best case use of AI.
Yeah.
Where it takes whatever dream, whichever age you are at.
Okay.
And there's a science of research in Harvard conducted called optimal discomfort.
Okay.
Which means if you try and do too much, you'll end up. Most people say, I want to go to the gym. They'll get up in the morning, go there, work out, and say everything is hurting, and stop.
Right.
The ultimate way to do it, or the most smoothest way, is you do a little bit outside your comfort zone.
Right.
So the app takes any dream which you have under the sun. Like you said, we built in scenarios for every single dream, and it takes it into one little thing.
Okay.
So for example, a student wants to open a cafe one day. Everybody's dream is that.
Right.
But the app will break it down, see your age, and say it'll take you 5 years.
Right.
And then breaks the tasks across 5 years.
Right.
And tell you today just go on Pinterest and make a mood board of the cafe you want.
Right. So every day there's a task.
It gives you a task, and we built in agents using AI, which brings you articles on the subject localized to you. It makes sure that it's like what we've designed it is. It's like your future self.
Right.
coaching you to arrive at that space.
Right. So this is funny, so because I've been crazy about three things in my life, which I've always dreamt of doing. Of course, one I'm always been with, which is cars. I do cars and more cars. 35 years selling cars, so cars is super crazy. Second is coffee. I love coffee. I've got into specialty coffee right now. I try to learn more about specialty coffee, make new coffee, and third is fitness. So I over the last 3-4 years, I've been super interested in fitness. Not only just going to gym and working out and lifting weights and things like that, but even the food you eat, the sleep patterns, 7 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep, eating on the right time, waking up at the right time, your breathing, all that blah. So I think, so based on that, I had made something called as Coffee, which is basically coffee, cars, and fitness.
Lovely.
So now I have put this into your app, right? Lovely, so I've been using, so actually Firoz gave me, I think Firoz is speaking here. Firoz gave me this and he told me, look, you need to just take it. So I was looking at this and I said, brilliant. Now I have my tool, because on a day-to-day, I'm lost. I don't get. So this is something which gives me, today you need to do this, today you need to do this. And it's fantastic.
No, thank
you. And the way I see it today, I think these are probably so easy to do. These are probably so easy for a person. So if you look at outside, coffee, how do I do it? There's so much of stuff.
You're overwhelmed.
You're overwhelmed with, who do I meet? What do I do? Where do I get more information? But this gives you step by step what you need to do, where you need to do, how you need to do, which I think is so simple in a layman's term. It's so simple that, you do this activity a day. And I think that makes it one step towards your goal. Right? I think that is absolutely a brilliant idea. Now, the brain behind this is, I'm sure it's you, but then I'm sure there's a team who's been working on it. And what do you see the future of Unlimits?
Sure. So to give a background, it's been 7 years of research.
Right.
It should be a passion area. And like you said, started off with fitness.
Okay.
I lost close to 35 kilos.
Oh, wow.
And I tried a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Then I started putting the same science across. And when I was working with clients for Idea Spice, I realized that clients succeed if you give them clarity of their future vision.
Right.
And they have that crystal clear thing and they break it down into steps going backwards.
Right.
So I went through coaching processes, did Anthony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Marshall Postman. So I looked at all that and I said, most tools you have are feel good. Like you meditate for 10 minutes, then you go off. Or use something, but none of them there was no transformational, if I look at it, operating system for transformation. So the vision was, how do I make an operating system for the human mind?
And I think bringing consistency into the whole process.
And it should work, because if you look at it, and you said in the beginning, college students now, school students don't have clarity. There's confusion. There is that instant gratification mode. So if you can start them early to get clarity and just get into the momentum which is there. The biggest problems with universities are hireability. How do you get the students a mindset? People come in and companies are complaining about hiring people, and it just the mindset doesn't. They're not about growth. They want to quickly jump jobs. So it is an epidemic if you look at it.
Absolutely.
So it was a very ambitious play that, can you take something as big, which is an epidemic, which is people not taking action on their dreams, and how do you simplify success? That was the big
broader thing.
So did trials, did workshops with thousands of people, looked at the science of manifestation, looked at this, and then when AI boom came out, it was a
You also included things like meditation and stuff like that.
So there is a guided manifestation we put in, which actually, when you listen to it, it takes you back to your childhood days, where you had a lot of dreams. So there's a lot of neuro-linguistic programming embedded.
So are you a NLP certified?
I did master practitioner NLP, hypnosis. So I went down that rabbit hole. And to answer the question, now when we got the basic MVP, we started putting a team together. So my co-founder, who I found along the way, he was actually coaching me.
Is it?
And he was he was coaching coaches in Mind Valley. Called SAVE.
Right.
And he came on to it. So then the whole thing of transformation became a lot more scientific, simplified. We've got a fantastic tech team now.
That is another thing which I wanted to understand. So now, do you outsource this entire tech, or do you have an in-house tech team?
We experimented outsourcing. And I learned the hard way that when you have a passion or a purpose-driven project,
and nowadays something like this cannot be outsourced. How do you
even
explain this idea to somebody who's outside?
It is a very to make a simple solution is also a complex thing. The back end is super complex.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's ingrained. Every single dream under the sun is built into it for all things, data, resources, agentic AI. So I got into AI myself.
Is it? Okay.
A lot of the prompt engineering is done by me.
Oh, brilliant.
And now my co-founder, we both are not tech co-founders, but technically if you look at it, we are discussing with tech teams and we realize that we were ahead of the curve.
Nice.
So now I say I'm a tech co-founder.
Right. No, so Unlimits AI is, but then I think the best part of this is using AI. Today you use AI for everything.
Yeah.
I use AI to write questions for this podcast.
Yeah.
I use AI to reply for mails, but using AI for something like this is probably something very unique. So where do you see this reaching with, because this is about a year old now,
we are a month old.
Month old. So we are the early users. So I think, where do you see this going now?
So there are multiple things which are planned. So we're also easing it out. I mean, there is a clear 5 or 6 year vision which is way ahead. One of the things we spent 2 years on the AI, because like you said, everything is available. But you go to most AIs, if you go to say ChatGPT, right, and it gives you a prescriptive. Even if you're preparing, it just tells you what to do. So we wanted empathy models to be built in.
Oh, wow.
And where it also changes. Like if you sit and chat with the future self chat, it understands you, and we built threads which starts to learn. So let's say you use it for 3 more months. It'll cross-reference your dreams. It'll pace it according to, like if you're typing with shortcuts, we built in edge cases to learn about you. So it's a very unique AI model where we built in empathy, and this now we're building memory models. And we cross-reference. So if you have friends on it and you want to go to Kilimanjaro, it'll say, guess what, this person is planning. Maybe you should do it together. Or you're going to the gym, this can make it easier to go to Kili, for example. So it starts to, or if I'm a student who wants to look for a job, it'll say, maybe you start on a small challenge on just starting on your resume.
Understood.
Or do a internship. So it learns, it becomes, we designed it actually, like I was sharing earlier, we realize also with users, most people don't like to be told what to do.
Exactly.
It's a human tendency.
Yeah.
Many people don't, I don't know what coaching is. It's a very small percentage who are in that self-help.
Right.
So we said, what if we design it like you're coaching yourself? So we built something called a future self.
The future self is telling you.
So your future self is a version of you which has already succeeded. And as soon as the languaging is, we can do this together. If we do this, so the whole languaging starts to become a thing of trust. To open up.
So you are into transformation of digital, or transformation of businesses, and now into AI. These two are two different things altogether. Now, how does that happen? So if I'm a car guy, I remain a car guy. I don't go into anything else because I am stuck to what I do. If somebody even tells me to, Girish, why don't you try? And probably that could be the reason why my coffee also is still lying. Coffee, it is not going because I'm a car guy. How do I get into something different? Right? How did you manage this? You are doing something, but an AI which is going to help people to reach the next. You would have thought about so many different things before getting
100%. One, if I connect the dots and look backwards, I think a lot of the things which I picked up in design, where I took up coaching, looked at building AI models actually for IdeaSpice, because I was looking at how does IdeaSpice run without me, because the service industry depends a lot on the key. So I spent 2-3 years also building bots for myself. That how do I replicate my 23 years of my learning where somebody in my team can. So when I was experimenting with AI, I was looking at also coaching my clients. I picked up NLP to actually use it for my clients for IdeaSpice.
Wow, nice.
So I think all these were built for this. Even the way I think design helps you to see complex problems and simplify it. So I think the user advantage or the unique advantage I had is to be able to look at it from strategy, design. But having said all that, this is way out of my comfort zone. It's completely out of my comfort zone. And I think it started with, a sentence from my daughter. She's in business school. She's in Spain now. And she said, you're doing well, you're successful, but I feel that you're meant for something much bigger. And I think the scale or the thing you're playing at. So it is quite a good reminder, because you get to a stage where usually in my age, people are retiring, planning what to do. So for me, I said, maybe she's right. How do I get something? Because with IdeaSpice, in a way, it is a glass ceiling, because we've done so many brands. We're working with the biggest. In India, we've worked for Reliance, we've done the mall, which is there, here the government. So, but that's going on, work is coming in, it's become easy.
Absolutely.
And So it was.
There's no excitement in it.
So excitement. Yeah. I don't feel I'm leaving a dent.
Right.
As Steve Jobs said, are you leaving a dent in the universe? Maybe not.
Right.
So then it was, what is the most passionate part of Idea Spice? What I love more than design is to be able to transform the client's business.
Right.
I love that a lot more than the design part.
Right.
So if you look at Ikigai, which is a Japanese term for what you wake up in the morning, that excited me.
Right.
But along the journey, a tech scale is a completely different ball game.
Exactly.
To get your young mindset, when I'm starting this, when you talk to VCs now, you get rejection. I'm not used to that. It's so glamorous.
So are you doing that?
I'm doing that. I'm going out. People say your ideas.
Right.
To be able to rewire myself. Otherwise, you come to a stage where everybody respects you.
Right. But I think phenomenal. Yeah.
So it's out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. You're doing that. So now, so forget AI. Now I think I should start working on it. So the way I see it, I think at whatever you are saying right now is something which you really are passionate about, but you're not on a place where you're so sure that this is going to succeed or
100%.
not, right? It's something which you're looking to make it big.
So the percentage of failure potential.
Yeah.
So if you look at, there is a concept called a moonshot.
Okay.
If you hear of a moonshot is a concept which it should scare you.
Yeah.
It should excite you,
right,
and it can change the world.
Right.
So this is really a moonshot where you're taking something which is so out there.
Yeah.
If I pull this off, this can change the world. Is my belief.
Yes.
It can have 1 billion users.
Yeah.
But yes, because of that scale, the journey is so tough. It's fraught with a lot more potential.
Right.
If you look at branding, the chance of failure is way less. I've studied this. I'm now the expert at it.
Yeah.
I've done more brands than probably anybody else. So it's a very small. The chance of failure is
nothing.
It's almost next to nothing at this stage after 23 years. SOPs are in place. But this is a different ball game. It's like you're jumping and now I'm building wings on the way down.
Honestly, I'm very excited to see the future of Unlimits. I think it's really, really great that you're doing something. Okay, keeping the professional part out. Tell us something about yourself, your family, you do what you do on holidays, your hobbies, you travel, you drive. What do you do?
Yeah, so I think I do a lot of things. The advantage I personally feel is I think I've got a very organized schedule. So I very early decided I don't want to choose. I want to do everything.
Okay.
Because most people say you choose. Are you extrovert? Are you introvert?
Yeah.
Are you a deep person? Are you this? Are you a family guy? Are you a work? I think I'm all.
Right.
I just chose to be all.
Right.
So yes, I love to travel.
Okay.
And I have travel alone with my wife. I go with the family. I go with the extended family, with the in-laws, with my mom, everybody together. Group of 18 of us. I have a once a year boys trip with my school friends from 35, 40 years.
Very nice.
I go for solo trips. I go trekking.
Yes, beautiful.
I write. I just finished a novel.
Okay. You write?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I've just finished a novel. I'm working with an agent in the US to find a publisher.
Okay. Beautiful.
Again, a very ambitious thing. It's
but it's very
almost 8 years of research. It's like a Dan Brown conspiracy theory
Fantastic.
writing.
It's a fiction.
Based on Indian architecture.
Okay.
It goes back to Ashoka.
Very nice. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I would love to read it once it's out.
So the vision is to make it into a Hollywood film actually, which has got India and China as part of it.
Okay.
So that I pursue. I do PlayStation with my son.
Oh, brilliant. So how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
2 kids.
Daughter studying in Spain.
What's she doing?
In business school.
Okay. And your son?
Son is going to be 16 in a week's time.
Oh, nice. Super. Beautiful. You're basically from Kerala, right?
I am from Kerala.
So Kerala we are back to the Kerala story because we are from Kerala and I think we have so much of affinity towards the motherland. I think, so do you travel back to Kerala?
Mom, brother, sister are all in Kerala.
Okay.
So go back as
often as I can. So you do travel a lot.
But quick short trips. Because other stuff. But
But do you have any business interest in Kerala?
Yeah. So the family business is there.
Okay. What is that about?
So a couple of things. One is we have a strip of land which has got multiple restaurants that.
Okay.
So in that with Chef Pillai, we've invested in one called Mean.
Okay.
So I'm one of the investors.
Mean in Kollam. In Kollam. Nice. Yeah.
So that is there.
So we have Mean in Central Square Mall.
Wow.
Not Central Square. We have not Mean. We have another one on Central Square. Mean is I think in the Forum Mall.
Yeah, it's in the Forum Mall.
The Forum. So Central Square Mall, I think we have another one. I don't remember the name, but I think he's got multiple brands now.
Yeah. So that and plus we've got a few buildings where we're tenants. And stuff
beautiful.
So and we also operate Idea Spice in India.
Okay.
Where we do work and clients can bill in India.
Okay. So it's more of a global thing. So you work within the Indian companies as well as these things. Where do you see yourself personally 10 years from now or 15 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
So I see a long process of Unlimits.
Okay.
And there's going to be spin-outs of this where I want to do online.
Right.
Also in real places where there are workshops and meetups for people for transformation, annual festival worldwide.
Brilliant.
On this. I'm doing a lot of talking engagements now.
Is it? Okay.
For students, for them to, because with this, the marketing is for the self-help community.
Right.
But with students, instead of marketing, I said, let me go and do workshops in places, get them to change their mindset and then introduce the app. Give large value. So I've been doing this now for the last 2 months. I think been in almost 20-30 universities.
You should come down to, I think, one of the largest democracy in the world. One of the largest democracy in the world. I think India. I think today's world, today's generation in India is a different league altogether. I always tell this to people. That's very.
In fact, the focus for the workshops have been in India. So we did a sponsorship actually for Ashoka University in Delhi for their entrepreneurship summit. So Unlimits was the sponsor. I was in IIT Gandhinagar. I was in schools. We were in Chitkara in Chandigarh.
Beautiful.
I was in Haryana. So I've been driving all over the country.
Very nice.
I was in Kotem in school. School. I went and worked with the 9th, 10th and 12th kids, 11th traveling.
Right.
Eklavya School in Ahmedabad.
Very nice.
So I've been going all over.
No, I think that gives you a flavor of everything the world can, in India, I think you have all sorts of...
And the future is there. So if you look at the advantages, India and UAE are set for massive growth.
Okay.
In fact, as I travel around the world, you see a lot of stagnation in what is perceived as the first world countries. But when you come to this region...
And I think one more thing is the demography in terms of the age criteria. You have find a lot of youngsters today in India. So I've been traveling over the last couple of weeks. I was in Austria, I was in Germany. I was traveling on business and work and things like that. So you walk on the road, you don't find youngsters anymore.
100%.
You don't really, but you walk on Indian roads, it's all youngsters. You have youngsters all over the place. So I think it's the right place for something like Unlimits AI to probably blow out of proportion. I think it's brilliant. And I think we are coming to the end. Thank you so much for being here. What would you like to give one message what you would have for our viewers? Because this podcast we tried to bring in all sorts of people. So you are very different. So what is the kind of message you would like to give our viewers regarding Unlimits? I think Unlimits is what you are focusing on right now, and why should Unlimits be something which they should experiment themselves on? So what would you like to say?
So I think combining a message and Unlimits, I feel most people give up on their dreams too easily. They postpone it or they tell themselves they can't.
Right.
And I think if you flip it around and say, if so-and-so can, why not me?
Right.
And I've seen, especially when you look at India, when you have circumstances are lesser, you tend to get a lot more hungrier. You have a lot more to prove. When everything is going right, you tend to get spoiled and it slows down. So I would